Yeah, this is Primetime Poulton. Keep it entertaining. You already know when outworking everybody and he don't ever quit. Talking about plenty comics like Graveyard Shift, Sea Dog, Spike and Whoop, U.S. Assassin. Doing just what he loves. This is his passion. Bring more value to your dollar. No, I'm not fronting. That's how Just a Writer became a moral compass. This is Primetime Poulton. This is Primetime Poulton. Let's go.
What's up, guys? Happy Thursday. It's the Moral Compass, Mark Poulton. And today we have a special guest. We have Eric Ninaltowski with us. What's up, Eric?
How's it going, Mark?
It's going well. How are you? Well, technical. You're muted now, Eric.
I had the YouTube open, so I'm like, I'm hearing this echo. Like, what's going on?
No problem. So how are you today?
Doing good, man. Good. I've been sitting here at my desk working on some like a commission, finishing it up. So I did like colors on 2 different illustrations today, and my butt is just sore.
Yeah.
So
we're going to talk about your latest book, Shadow Sentry Origins. But first, I'd just like to mention I have Coney Waves currently live on Indiegogo. I want to thank everyone who watched me on Reenie's channel last night. We got a bunch of new backers. We're so close to $10,000, which will unlock the next stretch goal. 3 days left in the first 30 days. But the big thing is we're not going to act like it didn't happen last night. Reenie said she would pose for a photo cover of Coney Waves if the book hits $100,000. Now, guys, you have a lot of work to do. We have to raise $90,000 in 33 days, but I'm just throwing it out there. She offered it, so let's make a miracle happen and raise $90,000, guys.
let's do it.
Oh, we got Amanda B in the house. What's up, Amanda? Sharing the links. Thank you. As well, have a mailing list up. If you're looking for it on Indiegogo, you won't be able to find it. It's been shadow banned, just like the Coney Waves campaign. The controversial Mark Poulton is at it again, but Writhe in Pain is launching in June. Incredible book, beautifully drawn by Chris Graves. We've been sharing some colors on the CG Revolution show, the Kevin Conrad cover, the Kevin Keane cover, and some interior pages, all colored by Anthony George. Please sign up. For signing up, you'll get a chance to get a tier with a special exclusive trading card. So you don't want to miss that. I'm a big trading card guy with these campaigns. What about you, Eric?
Heck yeah. Yep. I'm doing like they're all consecutive. So it's, 1 through 4 was on the first 2 campaigns, and now I'm just going to keep it going.
Nice. Yeah. No, that's what we're doing with Graveyard Shift. It's crazy to see how big our Graveyard Shift set has grown. So I get those baseball card frames, and I have a full one all with Graveyard Shift now. So that's it's 20 cards so far. So it's pretty cool to see them all together.
Sweet.
Amanda B says hi.
What's going on?
So before we get into Shadow Sentry, Eric, tell us a little about yourself. How did you get into comics? Were you always a big comic book fan?
Yeah. Gosh, I got into comics super early in my life, like elementary school, and then just started collecting. I didn't get really heavy into collecting until maybe 2000, or I'm sorry, like the 90s, early 90s.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's when Image came out, and so I was eating it all up, buying all the Image titles. I just love their work, seeing all their. You can just see the passion in their work, Yeah. So I was buying Liefeld, Silvestri, Jim Lee, all those guys early on, and then that was kind of like the spark that was like, okay, I want to do this for a living. So started creating stuff and just kind of kept drawing. Went to art college for 2 years. went to like a small college in Delaware. It was Delaware College of Art and Design. So wasn't like comics oriented at all. But I got a great, like, well-rounded education as far as I got to learn Photoshop. I got to do photography, fine art, you name it. So it kind of gave me like a little bit of everything, which is cool. Yeah. And so we're going to ask a question.
Oh yeah. I was going to say, so I know you're a Phillies fan. Are you an East Coast guy?
Yeah. I was born and raised in Jersey. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yep.
Did you see the Phillies lost their opener today?
Oh, did they?
Yeah. 11-7 to the Rangers. Yeah.
Man, I still got my Mike Schmidt hat sitting here. This is
nice.
Mike Schmidt autographed ball cap.
Awesome.
So I don't know why I like Mike Schmidt growing up, because I'm not a third baseman. I was a catcher, catcher and a pitcher. But I like Mike Schmidt. So my dad bought me, like, I've got a bat signed by him. I've got a hat. I've got like all kinds of stuff.
That's awesome. So I'm a Phillies fan, but when I was younger, I had to be contrary to everyone else. So my brother loved the Phillies and he loved Mike Schmidt. So in the 80s, they played the Royals in the World Series. So I picked their third baseman as my favorite player. So I grew up a George Brett fan all my life.
Okay. Yeah. Remember him.
So when you had the collecting bug and early Image, did you have a guy that was your guy? Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld was one of those?
Yeah, probably Jim Lee.
Yeah,
for sure. I don't know. His style seemed more classy to me, like just more refined. I do like Mark Silvestri, but I felt like his was kind of like, a little sketchy, a little rough. So I liked, and then Scott Williams, I mean, gosh, his inks are amazing. So, him and Ink and Jim Lee, it was like, yeah, I love that. So I definitely try and mimic my style after those guys. And
so how did you break into the industry?
So I went to art college. Then I went to Boston. I actually went to Bible college. I met my wife. I only spent a year there. Then I moved to California when we got married in 2005. And then, like, we were living in La Mesa, and literally blocks away from our house was Alias Comics, which had just started. And that was Mike Miller and then Brett Berner. They started, Alias Comics. So I did an internship with them. It lasted quite a while, and then I got my first gig on Hand of the Morning Star. So Mike did the first two volumes. They're like 150 pages each, so he did the first two, and then they gave it off to me. So I got to do 6 of the 8 books, which was like over 1,000 pages, and that was just a great foot in the door, getting my my feet wet and making all the mistakes that I should have, or that you make, and kind of got that out of my system. And then after that, I met Seek Donnelly, and which Seek, and I met him at LA Comic Con. He asked me to do Monomyth with him, so that was a 3-issue series I did with him, another indie book. And then from there, I started doing conventions and just kind of like, well, actually, when I did Monomyth, I quit my part-time job because I was like a server. So I was like, if I'm going to do this, I want to do it right. I want to invest all my time in it. And so I quit. And then, so I haven't worked, on anything else besides comics since then. And did the conventions when coronavirus hit. Then the conventions were shut down. And I just launched Shadow Sentry #1 in 2020, which gave me all the income I needed at that time. So it was really a blessing.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
So what's the inspiration behind Shadow Sentry?
It's kind of like taking all the stuff that I created as a kid, even in like high school. I found some sketches that I did like on the back of my Spanish homework. That was like, it had Mitz, it had his name was Vape or Vamp at the time, but that's who is now Galleon, who's in the book, and then Brazen, but they all looked like super fantasy, although Mitz still had the cloak and everything. His concept still stayed the same, but so it's kind of like, once I figured out I wanted to have, kind of like a supernatural type book, kind of like based around the X-Men, but they weren't mutants. They were just humans who had near-death experiences. That kind of formed like the idea of around the universe. And I was like, okay, now I just need to get all the characters that I like and that I've created over the years, and just kind of like made my A-list team. I was like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I want to do it for, years and years to come. So I was like, I'm just going to take all the best characters and put them in the universe and just go at it like that.
Nice. And now we're currently up to Shadow Sentry Origins, which is your third campaign for Shadow Sentries, right?
Yeah.
So launching that very first campaign, can you share what you've learned from crowdfunding?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it earlier, but I mean, this campaign has been shadow banned.
Yeah.
So I don't, you can't get around that. But I mean, basically I just learned, you got to put your head down and kind of just drive through it. I'm doing the art and the writing. So, I have a lot on my plate. So I just kind of like get the work done. I hand it off to my colorist right away. Cause there's always going to be hiccups. There's always going to be slowdowns. So it's like, if you kind of get in front of it a little bit, it kind of, it helps with that. My campaign both campaigns lasted around a year. So, I'm trying to speed it up and that's why I've got you on board, Mark, and I got Clayton Barton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. And, just kind of speed up the process. Cause I want to do this. If I can put out 2 titles a year, that'd be like ideal.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, if I could raise more in the campaigns, I could do a lot more per year, but, that's my goal for now. And, yeah. So,
I just shared the page. What's the thought process for releasing Origins now after doing the first 2 volumes?
Yeah, so with Shadow Sentry book 1 and 2, I mean, I introduced a lot of characters. It's probably like 14 characters, so it's quite a lot. And so I wanted to slow down the pace. I wanted to do some backstories into at least 2 characters. Since Shadow Sentry revolves around the Hellborn and Highborn, I thought it would be fitting to do a book with 2 characters. So we got Hopscotch, who's the Hellborn, and then Commander Noble. He's the leader of the Shadow Sentry. He's the Highborn. So I wanted to focus on those 2 characters and just, get into the backstories, get to some, just kind of, again, slow it down, but then also invest in those characters, take more time, and then let people know, okay, this is how they came to be. And, have something going on the side as well as the main regular series.
Nice. I'm going to play the trailer now for the chat.
All right.
Unhappy, uneasy, dissatisfied, there is a great disturbance, causing affliction, to this frail and broken mind.
Great trailer, Eric.
Thanks, man.
I love that music, man. That's killer.
Yeah. A friend of mine actually did that. So he was, he shared some stuff with me that was on Bandcamp. And so I was like, I need some cool music. So I was like, dude, you got anything like upbeat? And he gave me 2 tracks and I was like, all right, man, I could use that.
Awesome. We got B.A. Turner in the house. What's up, B.A.? Thanks for joining us. And we got the great Kenneth Rocafort. What's up, Kenneth?
What's going on?
So this cover, I think this cover may be one of the absolute best covers in the history of CG, Eric.
Wow.
The colors on this are amazing. What can you tell us about this cover?
Yeah, so I contacted Clayton. I was like, hey, man, you want to do a cover for me? I knew I wanted Hopscotch to be front and center. I kind of just gave him the idea. He shot me some sketches, and I was like, all right, I want that one. He kind of gave me a few angles,
Yeah.
But this one just just kind of was like, that's it, man. That's the vision in my head. He banged it out with the beautiful inks. And then my colorist, Carbon Graphics, he colors all my covers, and he just does a really fantastic job. He's got a great just sense of just dynamics, and then the saturation. It's just like amazing. So he really set it off. He added like all this extra blood that Clayton didn't even have in there. It's like, all right, man, it looks great. Yeah. So now his colors are very, very dark. So I did go in and I had to lighten stuff, and I added some of those kind of orange hues on the sides to kind of accentuate the fire and stuff. But yeah, man, I love that cover. So after he did the cover, I was like, hey man, would you have any time to do any like breakdowns and layouts? Because again, I was kind of just looking for a way to speed up the process. And I was like, if I could get somebody to do the layouts at least, man, that saves me like half the time, because I could ink a page a day, but doing the layouts is another, day or so. So he had time, he agreed. And so, yeah, he banged out already the 24 pages from the script you sent him, and he did a fantastic job. So I'm excited for people to see it.
Awesome. So this contains two stories. The first story, Hopscotch, and then the second story is Commander Noble, which is the other variant cover.
Correct. Yep. So that's my cover. I covered the thing down there just to avoid getting. I'm already shadow banned, but just getting my campaign dinged and like taken off altogether. I know they'd have an issue with it, but anyway. Yeah, so that's my cover, again, colored by Carbon Graphics. And so, the two characters, I'm just doing two covers this time around. Usually I got like four, but just going with two. And yeah, so.
We got NPC Oasis in the house. What's up? Thanks for joining us. I get strong Cable vibes with Commander Noble. Any inspiration?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Cable's just one of those characters, man, like I grew up with, and immediately... like him and Wolverine were like my two favorites. Yeah, I don't know if it's probably some of the gear, but also just like, I love that cyborg, Terminator type feel to him.
Yeah.
With Commander Noble, he's indestructible. That's his power. But I love the padding and all that stuff. So I kind of went in that direction with his design. But in the Shadow Sentry Origins book, it's kind of goes back to his military background. So he was in the military before 9/11 happened, and so after 9/11 he went right over to Afghanistan, and that's where his origin story picks up. And yeah,
nice. Now, when you reached out to me to work on this, I was excited. I'm someone who loves working with great artists, and I try to write for my artists. So when I found out I was not only working with you but Clayton, I tried to like write some of the coolest stuff I could think of. So I said it. I said it in a like the opening scene in a lantern festival, just so I could see one of those big dragons. And it looks fantastic. You guys knocked it out of the park.
Yeah. I was wondering how he would handle all that, because in my mind I picture just this big elaborate scene, and I'm like, oh man. And his breakdowns are very detailed, which is great because that helps me, when I go to ink and finish it. But yeah, so reading your script, it's kind of like, okay, you read it, but then it's like to see it is like a whole nother thing, and he really did a great job.
Yeah, and for the art junkies, you can get Clayton's layouts, correct?
Yes. Yeah, so I have an Ashcan. It'll be the whole 24 pages that he's done the breakdowns and layouts on, and it'll be just his work. So I'm doing the finishes, but it'll just be his work. And if you like that, you can check it out. So
nice. Now this Origins 1 leads people to believe there will be an Origins 2. Yeah.
So this book is going to be one of two. So Commander Noble's story and Hopscotch's story will both be complete come book 2. Mm-hmm. Because I was going to do, one story each, both, like 148-page book of just Hopscotch, one of just Commander Noble. But I was like, I wanted to do a double book. I thought that'd be cooler, 2 stories. And so you got to be invested, come back for the second one. And So my plan is to do Origins, then do Shadow Sentry number 3 for the regular series, and then go back and do Origins number 2. And then the cool thing is that storyline from Commander Noble will kind of like catapult us into the second story arc come book 5, and it'll kind of introduce you to the characters that'll be coming out, and this new team called the XI Hunters, and it'll kind of give you the background in Commander Noble's past and all that good stuff. So excited about that.
Cool. Yeah, I think breaking it up, doing the Hopscotch and the Noble story part 1 together is a good idea. Plus, it gives you like a, the perfect variant covers. You got the Hopscotch cover, then you have the Commander Noble cover. And, Commander Noble is such a badass. I just love his look.
Cool, man.
He looks great.
Yeah.
I just love the characters that are all kitted up with gear. You don't see that anymore in mainstream comics. They really like streamlined the costumes, but man, we're both 90s fans. I loved all the gear, the pouches, the guns strapped to their backs.
Right. Multiple guns, just like
yeah. No, I mean he looks like an action figure.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So yeah, I'm excited about it, man. It's hard because the story, I know the story, but it's like you don't want to divulge too much. You don't want to spoil it for anybody. But yeah, man, I'm super stoked about this. And you've already laid out the second part of Hopscotch's story, so I kind of we know where that's going. And
yeah.
But I'm excited about. There's a new character that I created. So the name is Akira, the Iron Demon. I was debating between Iron Dragon and Iron Demon, but Demon just felt like it fit better with the Shadow Sentry universe. So
yeah.
But he's like a cyborg samurai. He looks really badass. So I'm excited for people to see him.
We got Zippy the Unicorn in the house. He says, "Hey Eric, it's been a while. I see that you're rocking the Stone Cold Steve Austin look."
Oh yeah, freshly shaved, which is kind of bad because it's been really cold lately, and now I'm like shivering because I have no hair on my head.
Oh,
just like a little bit helps. It's weird.
So you have the first 2 volumes available in this campaign as well?
Yeah, and so book 1 is going to second printing. So if you guys want to get a new cover, you can do that. Now I have a link on there for down below there. I have a link for my first printings. There's about 20, 30 of those left, so you can get those on my website. So if you like the first printings, you can get those. If you want the new cover, you can get that here. And then the book 2. And then also I have a new book 2 variant, which is the Bloodbane variant that I did. William Wolford inked it. I colored it. And I love his look. So if you've seen Shadow Sentry book 2, Bloodbane gets this cool transformed upgrade. And he looks pretty sick. So I did a cover just for him. And it's limited to about 175. So get them while you can. But it's pretty cool looking.
Yeah,
and actually,
cover.
I've got it somewhere around here. I must have put it away. Darn. Oh, no, here it is. If you want to check it out. It's nice and shiny. It's beautiful.
Oh, that looks great.
And then here's the
nice
Shadow Sentry oranges on the back. But yeah, so this is Bloodbane. He's kind of one of my favorite characters now. I really enjoyed drawing him. So if you haven't seen him yet, check out book 2.
Plus, you have some limited edition holographic covers.
Yeah, I want to do a holographic cover. I'm going to limit it to 100, but I thought this cover would look just fantastic in a holographic form. So it's like a holo foil, they call it. And yeah, so you kind of get that like rainbowy effect in the colors.
Nice.
So I'm excited about that. So you can get that. So, and just so people know, you can upgrade. Like if you're getting like 3 books and you want just one of the holographic, you can upgrade the regular cover to that. You could add on the cover in before checkout in the add-ons, or you could just get it as a standalone perk. So a few different options for you.
And then this is what we were talking about earlier for the art fans out there. You can get Clayton's black and white work, and this is this Ashcan size?
Yes. Yep. 5.5 by 8.5, right? I think something like that. Yep. And then if anybody got book 2, you kind of got like a little preview of that I sent out to everybody. So kind of get an idea.
And you also have a art book available in this campaign.
Yeah. So if anybody's caught me on Fridays on my YouTube channel, I do Fan Art Friday. So first person that chimes in with a character of their choice, I will draw it, and you can get the original artwork. Just send me the shipping for it, and I send it out to you. So I've built up, I think from the past 2 years, quite a bit of artwork. So I'm putting that in a book, and it'll be 48 pages, and then so any extra pages will be from Drawn and Quartered. So there's a lot of cool stuff in there, a lot of different characters from CG, like yours, Mark. I know I've done a lot for you and for Mike McMahon. So
Yeah.
they'll be in there. And
yeah, for me, you did a Viking Wolf and a Sea Dog, and I think Mike got you to do a U.S. Assassin and a Zero Face. So yeah. We definitely took advantage of the Fan Art Fridays.
Hey, man, I don't mind. You're giving me good content, so I appreciate it. So yeah, so that'll be on the campaign, and then there's some different stuff I've done. There's Ariel, who I did for Amanda B.
Nice.
And I just did another one for Amanda that came out really nice. So I sent that out to her. Hopefully you got it already.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, some metal prints.
Yeah, so you can get metal prints. I love doing the metal prints. They're like a comic size metal. So you can get all the covers, the variant A, Clayton's cover, and then the variant from book 2 of Bloodbane. You can get that. And then also a cool little pinup that me and Clayton worked on for Hopscotch. That'll be on there.
Amanda B sharing a link for your YouTube.
Thank you.
Go subscribe if you haven't.
Yeah.
And then there's some original artwork available as well.
Yeah. So that Ash, that's from Fan Art Friday. That came out really cool. It's a favorite. And then this is
Lilith,
Graveyard
right?
Ship.
Yep.
Yeah. Lilith riding a tiger. So that's from the Visions book. That's a double page spread, actually. So 2 11x17s.
Yeah.
And then I did a jam piece with Shelby Robertson. He inked some Shadow Sentry for me. So I inked his Ragetality.
Nice.
Super, super fun. I love his style. Very 90s. So that's on there.
So have we unlocked any stretch goals so far?
Yeah, so far we got the trading card, the number 5 card. That'll be Hopscotch.
Nice.
So we'll unlock that. Next is the 6 a.m. Comics die cut sticker of Hopscotch.
Awesome. Every campaign needs some 6 a.m. Artwork in it.
For sure.
And then 20K will be the Commander Noble sticker.
Yep.
Nice.
And there's the Clayton Barton pinup we did together.
Mm-hmm.
This was a stretch goal in the last campaign, but we didn't hit it. So I'm like, all right, let's put it on this one. But that's what the metal print will look like as well.
Nice. And then 30K is Akira the Iron Demon. Yeah, I can't wait for people to see Akira.
Yeah. 6 a.m. did a little rendition of his own.
Yeah.
So you can kind of get an idea.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
We got a metal bookmark as well.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of stretch goals. At 60K, you'll add red to the black and white edition. That's awesome.
Yeah, that'll look sweet.
Let's go through your tiers. Now your featured tier, the Highborn Special, what is included in that?
So you'll basically get all the books. So, Clayton Barton's regular cover, you'll get my variant, you'll get the Fan Art Friday book, you'll get the black and white book, and then also the Ashcan of Clayton's work. And a little bit of savings there. Some of the earlier perks, I had like an early bird special that's gone, unfortunately. But yeah, so take advantage of them. They won't be around forever, but it'll get you some discounts on the stuff you want.
Nice. So that's 5 books for $95. That's a great deal.
Yeah.
Amanda B said she did get it. She hasn't taken a picture of it yet, though.
Okay, no worries.
Next up is Origins #1 Digital Edition, $12.
Yeah, and I believe if you get that, there's also an add-on for book 1 and 2. If you haven't gotten those, you can add that on at checkout.
Nice, and that's great for all the international backers because shipping is insane right now.
Yeah.
Black and white. Origins #1 black and white, $20. And then Origins #1 regular cover, $25. Do the books come signed?
They do, yeah. All of them
Nice.
will be signed.
And then Origins #1 Eric's variant, $25. The Fan Art Friday art book, $25. How many pages did you say the art book was?
So it'll be 48 pages, and it'll be
perfect bound.
What's that?
Is it perfect bound?
It'll be perfect bound. Yep. I was gonna do 8.5 by 11, but I think I'm gonna go like a little bit smaller. So it'll be bigger than a comic, but just to help with the fitting in a Gemini mailer, because if it's 8.5 by 11, it's gonna be a little bigger.
Yeah.
So I'll trim it down just a little bit so it fits in a Gemini mailer, and you'll be good to go.
Zippy wants to know, is Shadow Sentry a trilogy or open-ended?
So it'll be open-ended for the main comic. So the regular series is all, it'll go as far as I could take it and as far as people will back it. But yeah, so the Shadow Sentry Origins, though, will be, once I hit all the characters. I do plan to hit, more characters after this, but that'll be, it'll be quite substantial if I am able to get all the characters in there, but that'll be, have an ending date.
Next up, book 2, the Bloodbane variant, D, $30, gorgeous cover. And then $50, the holographic edition.
Yep. So I limited the because Indiegogo is weird. I had to limit the number of perks, but then there's also the add-ons and there's also the upgrades if you want to do that. So
yeah,
there's 100 total, but I can only put 50 on the actual perk, and then they're split up with the other ones.
$50 to 11 by 17 metal print. And then book 1 and 2 catch up, $50. Get all the metal prints, $100. The retailer exclusive. What's this?
So I wanted to put this in there. If anybody has a comic store, a local comic shop that they're friendly with, that they want, if you want to just tell them they can get 5 books of each, book 1 and book 2. If they want to have them in their store, they're getting a huge discount, $10 a book, basically. And yeah, so just a way to get in some comic shops and have a nice, retailer exclusive for them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you done the retailer exclusive before?
I have not. This is the first time.
I've done some retailer tiers. They've worked in the past, so it's nice to get your books into comic shops. So
yeah,
it's great. We have Sean Arrett in the house. He says, don't forget about Sean. You can sign up for Sean's Type 1 on Indiegogo. He's going to be launching later this year. Amanda B, don't tease Sean like that. He's a sensitive little guy. And then the original art tier, you got Ash for $150.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the big bundle, $200. What's everything in this? Is this absolutely everything? The metal prints in all the books?
Exactly. That's everything. The only thing that's not in there is the holographic cover, but you can upgrade it or you could add it on, either one. So like if you just want one cover and you want it to be the holographic, do the upgrade.
Yeah.
If you want the regular cover and the holographic, do the add-on. But that's basically everything I'm offering on the campaign.
Nice.
Yep.
And then original art for the Ragetality jam piece, $350. And then the Visions double page spread of Lilith, $500. And then you sold out of the Draw You in the Book.
Yeah, sorry guys. Next time. I like doing those. So they'll be on for their future campaigns, but yeah, they are gone.
So man, the campaign looks fantastic. I know I'm a little biased because I worked on it, but I think anyone would agree that the artwork is absolutely incredible. What are your plans after Shadow Sentry Origins 2? Are you going to continue with Shadow Sentry, or do you have some other properties you want to try to release first?
That's a good question. I'm probably going to stick with just working on Shadow Sentry. I do have lots of other ideas. I've got other stories I'd love to tell, but I'm just going to keep going with Shadow Sentry for now. If the campaigns, continue to build and earn more money, then I can hire other people to work on some other books that I have in mind. I'd love to do that.
Nice.
Kind of follow your model.
Right.
So I'll do So what I'd like to do, if this campaign is successful, I'd like to do, the regular series book, then do a origin story, regular series book, origin story. After the two are done, I'll keep going with other characters,
Nice.
and just kind of fit them in between the regular series. But yeah, so
very cool. Zippy has an interesting question. Eric, if you had your druthers, who fills the casting call for a Shadow Sentry big tentpole summer popcorn movie?
Man, that's a hard one. I haven't really given a whole lot of thought. I could tell you some of the people I have in mind when I created the characters, who they're probably a little bit older now. They might not exactly work, but I love Charlize Theron. She would make a great Glare. The guy who I wanted as Deke is, I don't remember his name. He was in Dukes of Hazzard. He was one of the brothers. Kind of like a goofy type guy.
Was it Sean William Scott?
Yes.
Stifler?
Yeah. Yep. Then who else? Jason Augustine. Man, I don't know if Zac Efron was kind of a little bit of a inspiration, but I don't.
Yeah.
I think I'd go with somebody else now, but I do like him. Yeah, so I'd have to give it some good thought, but some folks like that.
I don't know the actor's name, but the guy who plays Jack Reacher, I could see him being Commander Noble.
Yeah. That was the first time I saw him, because I hadn't watched any of the CW stuff he was in.
Yeah.
But I watched Jack Reacher and I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's a beast. Like,
so I was a big Titans fan, and he played Hawk from Hawk and Dove in that. He was my favorite character on that show. So
nice.
Yeah, he's a badass.
Yeah.
Sean says Eric is a freaking beast of an artist, and Amanda B agrees.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
We got Gordon Goodbrother in the house as well. He says Stifler. Yep.
Cool.
So is there anything else you'd like people to know about Shadow Sentry?
Don't wait on it. I know some people have gotten book 1 and 2 and they're kind of like waiting. They haven't backed yet, but it'll help a lot. Just getting the numbers up. And yeah, I appreciate you guys if you have backed. It's going to be an awesome book. Like I said, I've seen it. I know the story, and it's going to be really fantastic. Mark's done a great job. Clayton's artwork is fantastic. So I'm really excited for you guys to see it. And yeah, so back it while you can. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
And also, please share the links on your social media. It helps Eric fight the shadow ban. These campaigns now are becoming like a real chore just to get the link out there.
Yeah. And like you said, your Writhe in Pain has been shadow banned, just the sign up list, which mine was too. It's crazy, man. So anything helps. So I appreciate you guys. If you can share it, that'd be awesome.
Amanda B says she's backed.
Woohoo! Thank you, Amanda. Yep. Got to get over that 13K hump.
So are you still doing Fan Art Fridays now on your YouTube channel?
Yeah. Yep. I'll be. Last week I was at WonderCon, so I wasn't able to do it, but I'll be back tomorrow.
Nice. And do you have a set time for that?
Yeah, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, or now we're in daylight time, I think. But yeah, 11 a.m.
Awesome. Yeah. And I believe Amanda's already shared the link for your YouTube. Where else can people find you at, Eric?
Just go to ericninaltowskiart.com. That's where you'll find all my links all across the web. I've got a commission list on there. You can find my gallery on DeviantArt. I have my store link on there as well. So I've got, when I used to do conventions, I used to do like one a month. Now I'm doing maybe 3 a year, 4 a year. But I've got tons and tons of prints. So if you guys need any artwork, hit up my store. I got awesome metal prints of all the stuff as well. So you can find a favorite character you got and put some art on your walls if you like. And then also, again, you can get Shadow Sentry book 1 and 2 on there as well. So I've got plenty of copies of book 2. There's only a handful left of book 1. So if you like to have the first printings, you can get them on my website too.
Nice. And Eric also did a killer U.S. Assassin versus Graveyard Shift cover for me that I'm going to add to my my online store. I have a big sale coming up starting Sunday. It's going to run for a week in honor of my 50th birthday, Eric. All books, 50% off.
Oh, dude, that's awesome, man.
And I love that cover so much. I blew it up into a 24 by 36 inch 20 by 30 inch poster. Looks great hanging over on the wall right over there. So yeah, Eric's a beast of an artist, like Sean said.
Thank you, man. Happy early birthday, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. So, Eric, man, I want to thank you for joining me tonight. It's a busy night for streaming, but I want to thank everyone who joined us in the chat as well. Amanda, thank you for sharing the links. Yeah. And I'll be back. I'll be back sometime this weekend. Saturday, I'm picking up the prototypes for the U.S. Assassin action figure, so I'm sure I'll stream at some point Saturday to show them off. I'm really excited about it. But again, guys, thank you so much. Make sure you back Coney Waves, back Shadow Sentry Origins, and sign up for Writhe in Pain. Sign up for Type 1 Sean Arendt's book. And Zippy says, 50, you must have had an easy paper route. I was a paper boy, as a matter of fact. Sean said, wait, you streamed over me? Yeah, you and Joe were streaming, and we streamed over you. Sorry about that. It's a busy night, man. It's competitive. But anyway, guys, thanks for joining us, and I'll see you later this weekend. Thanks for watching.